Hi, this is Kirsi again on kizomba. And the question now is, what is the difference between kizomba and semba as a dance? And if you can't answer that, don't worry, it's a trick question. They're one and the same. The only thing that separates what we call kizomba and semba is musicality. So they're really one and the same dance, but what music is playing decides what kind of a toolkit you use to dance it. Actually, many Angolans don't separate them at all. They can talk about kizomba and semba quite interchangeably. There are even people who talk about all of that social dancing as just semba or social semba. And there are people who call all of that dancing just kizomba, regardless of how the people are dancing. So there's really no difference. It's one and the same, but we can take a closer look and understand what the confusion might be all about. So as Westerners, we always like to separate things and analyze things. So let's do that. Let's imagine that we have a scale of music, and on this end of the scale we have pure kizomba, and on this end of the scale we have pure semba with everything that it includes. So if we start on the end of pure kizomba, that would be the dance where you dance in a closed embrace, parallel to your partner all the time. You can be like all the way from your cheek, halfway down your legs. You could be so connected to your partner. And you use a minimal toolkit. And the toolkit is what you use in your dance to make that dance. So perhaps you're just going deeper, simple steps, but more hydraulics, right? Because that's the kind of music you're dancing to. And you're not opening, you're not doing saidas, nothing like that. It's a very simple dance and a very introverted dance, more between you and your partner and no one else. And this is actually the dance that many African countries dance, and they might call it pasada. Hey, before we continue, I just want to mention this one thing. The basic three, as we usually call it, the 1-2 stop step, that's really just used in kizomba. It's not found in any other dance as far as I know, and you hardly ever use that when the music moves towards that semba end of the scale a bit more. So if you want to define kizomba with something, basic three would be it. And so what happens when we start moving on the musical scale towards this end, towards semba? Well, the music is going to sound like it opens up, and it perhaps has more layers, more instruments, and a different energy. It becomes more like extroverted, if kizomba is very introverted. Now semba becomes more and more outwards and more playful. So you might actually dance, you might start doing those saidas and openings, and you hold your partner perpendicular to you instead of just parallel like this all the time. So you change your positions and you play around more. And when the music grows even more to that end of the scale, you're gonna play more. Perhaps you even let go of your partner and you go solo for a while, and then you come back together again, and so on. Now all of this is social semba. But if we were to step outside even a bit further in that end of the scale, we would come to show semba. And why that is not social semba? It's because you're now dancing to an audience. It's not between you and your partner only, it is a show. And in show semba, everything is allowed. You are free to bring in tricks from any dance you know, any acrobatics you can do, and so on. But that is for show, that is rehearsed, and that is on a stage, maybe in a competition. So show semba is usually not brought onto the social dance floors at all, because it's not a social dance. Kizomba and semba, really just one dance, and the separating factor was music. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about that musicality a bit more. If you find that interesting, subscribe so you'll never miss any of my videos. And generally, if you find this interesting and valuable, please let me know by clicking on that like button and maybe leave me a comment or a question. So see you in the next video.